so that there is no intention to drive unwholesome speech or unwholesome actions.
It is a place of peace and is the best place to meditate. It is cool and quiet, the perfect place to turn on the light of inner peace.
And meditation is the best way to create peace from inside.
I want to go out from there, and I want to, if I go out from there, I thought I can feel free.
Sawadee. Welcome to Meditation for All program. My name is Joy Vanichgun, and I will be with you through the program today. Next, we will learn about the self-discipline from Prat Nicholas Thanisaro. The self-discipline or Vinaya is the ninth step of the 38 paths of the blessing of life. A person who lacks of discipline would not be able to consider what is proper or improper, although he has a lot of knowledge. It is important for us to study about the self-discipline. He will also teach us the difference between the precepts. To practice the precept, you will be able to train your mind to become pure and unattached to sensual matters.
Lesson or blessing number 9 of the Mangala Sutta to do with self-discipline, or what's known in Pali language as Vinaya. If you look at it in the context of what we already studied concerning how to apply what we know, how to be skillful in getting knowledge, how to apply what knowledge you have, then the discipline part of this formula is to do with knowing where to draw the line. Because although you may be very clever and very skilled in doing something, but it may not be something which is good for society. It may cause harm to others. It may show lack of responsibility towards the human dignity of yourself or other people. So to have Vinaya, or to have self-discipline, it's concerned with knowing when what you are doing exceeds the bounds of good conduct. In fact, from the Buddhist concepts course, we already have studied quite a lot about this subject. When I talked about refraining from all unwholesome deeds, sabba papasa akaranang, then we already gave quite a lot of examples of ways in which we refrain from doing things which are not wholesome. If you can remember back that far, then we talked about, for example, refraining on the spur of the moment, refraining because one has taken the precepts, and for those who have an enlightened mind, those for whom even the intention of unwholesomeness doesn't arise in the mind anymore, so that there is no intention to drive unwholesome speech or unwholesome actions. Much of the content of the 9th blessing is rather similar. So I'll talk about the parts of the 9th blessing which we haven't mentioned so far. And I think probably the first and most important thing to do is to say what sorts of sets of discipline we have available to us in Buddhism. Because generally speaking, in the Theravada Buddhism anyway, we have 4 different sets of discipline which we apply depending on our status and depending on our walk of life. Normally the 5 precepts and the 8 precepts are the domain of lay people, whereas the 10 precepts and the 227 precepts are the domain of monastics. 5 precepts is the minimum set of morality which is acceptable to Buddhists. Any less than that doesn't really cover all the possible unwholesome actions. So what is important is that if you set your mind to keep a certain set of precepts, that you should keep the whole of that set. Not just think that, for example, I'll keep 6 precepts because it's better than keeping 5 precepts. Really, if you want to keep 6 precepts, you should keep 8 precepts because it has a different objective. The 5 precepts is merely to ensure that you don't do anything unwholesome to protect yourself from bad karma. But the 8 precepts has a slightly higher objective to train your mind to become pure and unattached to sensual matters as well, so that you can meditate more easily. So each set of the precepts has its particular objectives. The 10 precepts are normally suitable for novices or novice monks. It's a discipline which they keep as a sort of probation. In fact, the only difference between 8 precepts and the 10 precepts is the fact that the person who keeps 10 precepts doesn't handle money. But apart from that, the objectives are more or less the same. The fact that novices dress in yellow robes and shave their head and so on, this is not in the 10 precepts, but it is part of the way of life expected of novices, rather than being their discipline. 227 precepts, I'll talk about that in a little more detail at the end. The thing I'd like to talk about more today is how we can be sure whether we are managing to keep the precepts or not. Because although we have an idea about how the law of karma works, the fact that one has kept a precept or broken a precept has a very different feeling to it. If you have the confidence in your own precepts, then your mind feels a lot more buoyant and easy to handle when you are meditating. So it pays to have the confidence about how well you are keeping your precepts. If you have doubts about your precepts, then the guidelines which I'm about to talk about should help you to clear up any doubts. And the reason why we may have doubts is that sometimes we are put in situations which are, on the face of it, confusing. Often they are situations which have something to do with the content of the precepts, but often they are not under our control. For example, if someone was driving their car along the road and they were keeping the 5 precepts, but suddenly a dog ran out from the side of the road and they could not brake in time and they ran over the dog, would you say that such a person had broken the precepts? Why not? Okay, but the dog died. But what is it seems that it's important that the intention is in the mind of that person to have the hatred against the dog that it must die. But we know, although that it doesn't break the precept, but it still has some karma involved with it. And we know that, for example, even if you harm someone or kill someone unintentionally, then that has some karma involved with it. So it may lead you to be harmed or killed unintentionally by someone else. But it said that it doesn't break the precepts, but it may leave the precepts, let us say, damaged or soiled, sullied. But it's not so bad that you would have to retake the precepts. And there are many other situations which are rather similar dilemmas. For example, if a person didn't like the dog of their next door neighbor because every time they walked past the neighbor's house, the dog would come and bite them. If one day they got fed up with the dog and they took down the shotgun from their house and they see the dog lying down in the neighbor's garden, and they aim it and they shoot the dog. But what that person didn't know is that unfortunately that dog was not sleeping, but it had eaten some poisoned food earlier that morning and it had died of the poison, so it was lying dead and not lying asleep. If that person still shot that dead dog with the intention that it dies, is that breaking the precept? Why not? So you can't kill some, you didn't, so the fact that it dies by your hand is important for the precepts. It's dead and you wanted it dead. So it has to die by your effort, okay? Okay, so it appears that this is also important for the precepts. How about another example? Supposing you saw a dog and it looks as if it's dead because it's curled up and it's got its tongue hanging out. So you think to yourself, if you leave this dog lying here, it's going to smell very bad before long. So with your good intention, you throw the body of the dog on a bonfire so that it can be cremated. But what you didn't know is that this dog wasn't dead, it was just unconscious because it had eaten something poison, but not enough to kill it, just enough that it was knocked out for 2 or 3 hours. And if you'd left it alone, it would have woken up and come back to normal. But now it's really dead because you threw it on the bonfire. Is this breaking the precept? Didn't have the intention, and also you didn't know it wasn't dead. So you didn't know it was alive. So again, this appears that this is important for the deciding factor whether you break the precept or not. And last example, if you see the dog sleeping in your neighbor's garden and you take your shotgun to shoot it, but you are not a very good shot, and you shoot the ear of the dog. So you made the effort and you wanted it to die, but you only succeeded in hurting the ear of the dog. Is this breaking the precept or not? You did try your best after all to kill the dog. So it didn't end up dead, okay. So you have to be successful in your murder. So this gives us guidelines for what we call the components of the 5 precepts, where for each precept there are components which you have to fulfill. You have to break all the components of that precept in order to break the precept. So in cases where you are in a dilemma about whether you have broken a precept or whether you have merely sullied a precept, then these factors can help to give you confidence about the situation you find yourself in. so that you don't need to go wandering around with doubts in your mind, burdening yourself with guilt about things which you needn't actually worry about. Because a guilty intention can be quite dangerous in itself. And there's even a monk once who, as he was paddling a boat to go on his alms round, he scraped some green slime from the mud in the canal, and he wasn't sure whether he had harmed the living beings of this green slime. And because of this doubt on his mind about the purity of his precepts, when he passed away, this happened to be the thing on his mind, instead of thinking about all the good things he had done as a monk, and he went to a bad rebirth as a result. So sometimes it's useful not only to know what the precepts are, but also to be able to be clear about what we mean by keeping the precept and what we mean, what the sort of things which we can overlook.
In the Buddhist countries, the vihara can be found through the temples. It is a place for the people to go worship the Buddha image and listen to the sermon given by monks. It is a place which you can turn on your inner peace. The following episode will take us into the vihara and show the proper etiquette to conduct ourselves into the most respectful way.
The Vihara. In the Vihara, or chapel, the Buddha image is seated respectfully. It is the most sacred place. To step in with shoes is to spoil the place and atmosphere with dust and dirt. The Vihara is the place where Buddhist people go to listen to the sermons of the priest on the Buddhist lunar holy day of 1 Pra. On ordinary days, the elders love to be there in the afternoon to pay homage to the Lord Buddha and to chant. It is a place of peace, and is the best place to meditate. It is cool and quiet, the perfect place to turn on the light of inner peace. As it is the most sacred place, a place of spiritual retreat, it is not a place for fun. People soften their voices and take off their hat and shoes to pay respect to the place.
Now, come to the favorite parts of the program. Pa Somsak Piyasiro shared with us that in the Buddhist philosophy, it mentioned that peace can only be created from inside, and meditation is the best way to create inside peace. So let us start meditation.
Let me welcome you again to the meditation session. We have met for this time. It is very nice to meet you again. For those regular students who have been practicing meditation at home, would be more or less familiar with the feeling of the inner existence. If you could remember, I have mentioned many times the term the turning point, where the in-breath ends inside the abdomen. It is also where the out-breath begins to come out. The turning point is the point where we focus in our meditation. According to the Buddhist philosophy, peace can be generated or created only from inside. It can't be created outside in. And meditation is the best way to create peace from inside. Now let's meditate together again this time. Simply choose the best corner where you could sit very well. You could sit on the floor, on the cushion, on the pillow, wherever you feel most comfortable. Once you could already make your sitting, now simply slowly close your eyes. We could take a few good breaths. Take a deep breath in order to feel the turning point. Relax the entire body. Feel as if there is a stream of relaxation flooding the entire body. All parts of the body are covered by the stream of relaxation. Deep inside, all the muscles, the bones, all parts inside and outside. Relax and relax. But before we learn in details about this, let's visualize, think about the crystal ball as if It is floating in the center of the abdomen. The round shape of the crystal ball. It is clear, round shape of the crystal ball inside the center of the body. We choose to visualize the crystal ball because it has got the round shape. It is so perfect, symmetrical from all directions. If you look at it, it will look the same. It also symbolizes the shape of the mind. According to the Buddhist belief, we are sure the shape of the universe is also in its sphere form, as well as the shape of the mind. What we should do in our regular meditation is to think of the image of the crystal ball. We shall not put too much attention on the visualization process. Let the picture appear automatically. Let the picture turn up in a very gentle and very soft manner. Here we are, we have the image of the round crystal ball, clear by itself, floating independently in the center of the abdomen. The technique is we don't force the picture to be so clear. We don't force the picture to be as demanded. Instead, we let the picture turn up automatically. It would be free to turn up. If it doesn't turn up, feel relaxation inside the stomach. Relax all over the body and relax every part, every portion, the feeling of the mind. The body and the mind will have one thing in common, that is relaxation. The awareness is now at the picture, imagination picture of the crystal ball. Feel at ease on this imagination process. Let the crystal ball exist naturally in the center of the body. We apply no force. Sometimes the ball keeps going. Sometimes the ball would come back. Once it comes back, stay with it in the center of the body. There will be no reason at all to feel cross when the crystal ball is leaving. Be kind to the mind. Just bring back the image of the crystal ball back to the place in the center of the body where peace is created. So we'll spend some more time staying with the crystal ball at the turning point. Remember from time to time that we shall never apply force or too much attention, because we want the picture to be as clear as we want to be. But in reality, if we relax, the crystal ball will be natural and will be part of the peace creation process. Relax again. Relax again and again in the process of the visualization. And let's share peace to the world. Peace is created from the center. We could make a wish that all the creatures will get absorbed by our peace that we want to share. We share our peace, our inner peace to the world. We wish all mankind and all the creatures get happy. Once our peace radiates and touch all the souls in the universe, let happiness get into their heart, so the world can be another place, a better place to live. So remember the sphere form of the mind, the sphere form of the crystal ball that is situated in the center of the body at our favorite turning point. Once we are ready, we could count down from 3 to 0 in order to exit from our inner world. Hope you enjoy meditation together with us, and see you next time.
Peace on earth, it's a dream. key word for everyone. It's the next human evolution, and you would be the one to share it with the world. Now we join together and make it happen. Let's make the world at peace through meditation. Peace comes from within. At the center of all things is you. Peace and joy with love and your happiness. Light a candle bright inside of you, and it too will light the next one, and the next one, and the next millions of candles will brighten up the whole world. In this world, we know there is hatred, greed and hunger, and suffering. To be free, free from all of these things. Remember that the one place peace can be found is within. Now we join together and make it happen. Let's make the world at peace through meditation. Now we join together and make it happen. Let's make the world at peace through meditation. Now we join together and make it happen. Let's make the world at peace through meditation. From now on, may the bright light of peace at the center of each of you be a beacon for the true and everlasting peace. Let's make the world at peace through meditation. Now we join together and make it happen. Let's make the world at peace through meditation. Now we join together.
Today, we will interview the young one. We will listen to the 14-year-old girl from Mongolia, Miss Kim Hana. She started meditation since she was 8 years old from her parents. She did not like it in the first start, but now she loves it.
Sawadee. Welcome to Suan Pa Himawan, the Midway Meditation Retreat Program in Leh Province. My name is Jantipa Vanishkun. I'll be with you during the interview sessions today. The objective of today's sessions is to introduce our audience the Midway Meditation Program and some of the people who have been at the meditation center in Leh. We have the opportunity during our program to interview each sessions, and some of the people who had the opportunity of spending some time at the meditation center in northeastern Thailand. Today we have Miss Hana from Mongolia. She would like to share with you her experience during her meditation retreat. Sawadee ka.
Sadik.
Could you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background?
Sure. My name is Hannah. I'm from Mongolia. Now I'm 14 years old. I'm studying in Mongolia, American school.
Anything else?
And my mother is Korean and my father is Mongolian, and they all live in Mongolia.
They all live in Mongolia,
Yeah.
and you study in the American school in Mongolia.
Yep.
Okay. And what is your decision that you want to go to spend some time at the meditation to do the meditation?
Actually, because of my parents.
Because of your parents encourage you to do the
Yeah.
meditation. That's very nice. Okay. And have you practiced meditation before you came here?
Yes, when I was 8 years old, in Mongolia, I was in Vipassana meditation center in Mongolia.
Okay.
But at the time I just left. I didn't feel anything. I just didn't try.
You didn't try, but you started when you were about 8 years old.
Yeah.
How is it? Is it the same kind of meditation or is it different?
Similar.
Similar?
Yeah, because I studied Vipassana, so that I just have to say like similar.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did you learn at this session?
And
What did you learn? What the monk teach you?
About Buddhist and a lot of stories about big like really good persons, people like in about.
They teach you. They taught you about Buddhist cultures and how to do meditation.
Yeah. First, I'm not sure about meditation, but now I think I'm like sure about meditation, how to do that, and how do I do like.
Okay, you said the meditation that you learned here and what the one that you have been practicing before is very similar. It's similar, and but it should be not too hard for you then.
No, it was hard.
It was hard. It's
Yeah.
still hard for you.
Yeah.
But it's harder or it's just easier? It's just similar, but how is it? Because you used to practice Vipassana meditation, and how you change to another kind of meditation.
Actually, the Vipassana, I didn't try too hard. I said that.
Didn't try too hard.
So
It's-
this time I actually tried hard.
But you try harder. You spend more time to do meditation.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
Yeah.
Before you didn't care to do much of meditation.
Yeah.
Okay, but how about this kind of meditation, right? Is it easier than before?
Yeah, easier than before.
It's easier than before.
Yeah, but still hard.
It's still hard. Okay, maybe you can explain how do you feel during your practice meditation?
I can say it's like easy. So first I imagine, I just try to imagine the crystal ball with Buddha,
Okay.
the lightning Buddha inside of my body, and the light try to go out from my body. So I just imagining. Suddenly that crystal ball disappeared, but lighting body with lighting line is shaped like human, inside of my body, but he was not me. I think he was Buddha inside of my body,
Okay.
and I felt he is me.
Okay.
And I feel inside, I'm inside of my body, and I want to go out that box. I'm felt I'm box shaped like human. I want to go out from there, and I want to. If I go out from there, I thought I can feel free, and I can fly. I just thought that.
You just feel that during your meditation.
Yeah, and in the center of my body, there's fireball. Fireball, make heat inside of me.
Okay.
And if I do deep breath, it's more heater, getting heater.
It's getting
hotter,
hotter and hotter.
yeah, hotter, and it feels relaxed and really
But
good.
you feel relaxed, even though you said that it's 5 fireballs in there,
But it's really good feeling.
But you said you feel the heat, but you feel very relaxed in
yeah,
there.
but it was really good feeling.
Uh-huh.
And actually, I really don't want to go out, like.
You don't want to
like,
finish.
Yeah, and I want to like just like continue it, but I have to stop it because time's up. And
Time's up, right? But did the monks tell you that if you have good experience like that, you can just keep continuing?
yes, I knew that after.
You knew it after.
Yeah.
But say first time you imagine your crystal ball and after that become lighting in that, and you saw the shape of the human in there.
Yeah,
in your
first
body?
I imagined, but that suddenly disappeared, and I can't imagine it again. But like lighting line, with, like make shape like human, like
Okay.
kind of man. I can't say that woman or man, and I'm feeling I'm human. That's inside of my body.
Okay, and
yeah.
that how do you feel when you have that pictures in yourself?
Feel relaxed and like wandering and like wandering, relaxed and comfortable. Like
Okay,
things.
do you feel very relaxed? You feel
Yeah,
very happy with yourself?
yeah,
not like
really
that?
happy that.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay, and maybe because you have a very good experience, inner experience like that, very good one, and maybe you want to share the techniques that you use during your meditation.
Actually, I can't make sure the technique because I just imagined. Like,
You just use your imagination.
Yeah.
You just image.
I didn't try to concentrate. I just concentrate on my imagine, like crystal ball.
You have to be just totally relaxed. First, relax your head into your toes. You have to relax the whole body, and you can just after that you start to use your imagination.
No,
Because
no, because I just first imagine like actually I use my brain, and after that I just like feel relaxed. I didn't first like try to be a relaxed. Like after that feeling, I felt a relaxed.
Okay, what is your feeling of the whole day after you have that kind of good meditation?
Happy.
Very happy,
Always
all day.
smiling and laughing.
That's very nice. Okay, and do you think that this kind of meditation will help you in everyday's life?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm really sure about it.
You're really sure about it. What do you plan to use the meditation in your life? For your studying, for your routine? Day?
If I tired, I want to be my body relaxed. I
Sure.
want to relax because I like, yeah.
Okay. And what is the most impressive experience that you have received from this retreat? Besides you happy, you see the crystal ball, you see the
Man or woman. I-
man or woman you don't know in your body, you feel relaxed. What else do you feel? What is the most impressive?
After that, after day, like next day, I tried to see that man again, but I couldn't. So like I getting angry to me, but I just like let it go that angry, and I try to concentrate on my breath. But like, and I try to imagine my crystal ball again, but that's not comes out. Like it's really hard to me, and but again suddenly like fireball come out again.
The fireball come up again?
And like I feel heat again. I felt heat again, and in front of me, like that man comes out again, but with lightning dots.
But lighting
Dots and come around me and go inside of me, and I can't see him again. I
You can
couldn't
see
see him
him
again.
because now he's instead of he come appear in front in your body, is he appear in front of you with the like the lighting stars around
Yeah.
and going to you.
Yeah,
And how do you feel after that?
really happy and like
happy
yeah.
again. You're very lucky. Okay, and you're a very lucky person to have
Thank
that.
you.
And maybe because could you tell me why? Because you said you really want to have that pictures in yourself again, but you try to meditate, but you could not get that pictures back in your mind, and you feel so frustration. You know what's the reason?
I asked from monk, teaching monk, and he said that just don't try, just let it be and let it go. And
Don't try too hard and let it be.
Yeah. So, but because I try to get it again, and so don't feel like that. Just he said that, and I'm trying.
It's mean like don't use your force, right? Don't use your force. You have to get it, right? You have to be relaxing.
Yeah, and like let it go and let it be.
Came back again.
Yeah.
To you. That can meditation bring happiness to people around the world?
If people, they all can try hard, yes, sure.
People can try hard with meditation, you mean? People have to do meditation.
Actually, yes, if they can and if they want.
Just so they can be happy like you. Right?
Yes.
Okay, what is your inspiration after this? Like teach others and go back and tell your parents and introduce
I just
to your friends?
tell my feeling to my parents. I'm sure they will be happy.
Maybe you want to use that inspiration. You want to take that and to just start to tell all your friends the good news and start to teach them the meditation. Want them to be happy like you.
Yes, and I will continue my meditate still if I go to home.
Okay, and how about we're talking about the location here. What do you think? How do you like it to
really nice
meditate
nature.
here?
Actually, that's nature is different from Mongolia, but still good. Mongolia have a lot of good nature too, but there's different, but feeling really like soft, like really good nature, and I like here.
Would you like it here? Maybe would you like to come back again if you have a chance?
Sure.
Well, next time, would you like to bring your parents over to try
Yeah,
meditation?
I want to, but they are really busy people.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe in the future they might have time.
Sure.
If you share with them your experience and how beautiful the place is, of course they want to come with you. Right. Okay. You are sitting in front of DMC channel, right? At the around the world, and people around the world are watching you right now. Anything you'd like to share with them? Your experience or anything you'd like to tell them?
Actually, I feel really good when I really feel really relaxed when I'm meditating. So if you try like me, not like me, if you try hard, maybe you can feel more than me. And please come join. You will learn more.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. It's a very great experience, and we hope to see you again this retreat. See you again with your family this next time. Okay, thank you very much. The true enlightenment is not up to how old you are, but if you only look into yourself, you will also find the true enlightenment. Goodbye for now. Thank you very much for joining us. สวัสดีค่ะ
You heard already from Miss Hana that a force does no good with your inner peace except frustration. Relaxation and let it be are the important key of meditation. I hope you have enjoyed our program today. Your comments and questions are most welcome, and please send it to us at meditationforall@gmail.com. I have to say goodbye for now, wishing you have a great meditation and see you again. สวัสดีค่ะ